Riley Up says, say something not bottish, Sean. But yeah, my point is you guys got to follow your goals, man. Don't let anybody tell you who you are or who you're supposed to be. Because I actually don't even understand what the point of those kind of comments is. Like when people are like, oh, you're not being yourself, be yourself. Like, what is the goal of that comment? The goal of that comment is to tell the person, like, I think that you should do something different than what you're doing, or I don't agree with your take. It's like a subtle jab. It's like being passive aggressive. And I guarantee a lot of people, they would love to tell you how to behave and how to act and what to say. But if you put them in this position, you know, they'll crumble. They'd crumble. It's always easier to point out somebody's flaws from the sidelines. He says, you definitely didn't read my message, correct? Somebody read it to me, Derek, but you said that I wasn't being myself. That's what I understood from the person who repeated it back to me. Why do you think I'm not being myself? What's my favorite game? Right now I'm playing Fallout 76, Sean. Yeah, I know, but I'm just a normal person, hero. There's a big difference between pointing out someone's flaws and saying they're not being themselves. You never heard me say, hey, they're not being themselves. You never heard me say, oh, DDG's not being himself. Kai Cenat's not being himself. Now, I'll point out the flaws that they're doing, but I'm not going to say they're not being themselves. I believe that every person is being themselves. Even the people that are imitating other people, they're being themselves. They're being an imitator. If you're an imitating ass nigga, then you're going to imitate, right? So you'll never hear me say, oh, this person's not being themselves. Like, because I'm a strong believer that every person is always being themselves. Just like everything that happens on this planet, I believe is natural. Because if it wasn't natural, it couldn't happen. So if you're an idiot, you're being yourself. If you're being a glazer, you're being yourself. If you're imitating another person, you're being yourself. Every person is always being themselves. And that doesn't mean I can't critique people. But it's a big difference between critiquing something someone has done versus telling them that they're doing something incorrectly.